A hawk brought Matera the news of Zion's death. "Is Buse sure it was Arenia?" she asked, and the hawk had nodded with a stern look, and in a rage Matera had raised an army to pursue the Spider Queen. She had sent word to Lunera, asking for healers to make their way to the canyon, Teti and Sheen for reinforcement, and Seru to rally a bolstering force as she would pass through the old village of Scales on her way to the canyon. The proud Scorpion had one more person she had to consult before she could seek revenge for the death of her king. The guards of the glass pyramid followed Matera with their eyes not daring to move from their posts. A relic from kings past, the glass pyramid was a place the Scorpions used to torture their prisoners by subjecting them to the sun's light magnified through the pyramid itself. She was descending into the depths of the pyramid to deal with its warden. He had become the leader of the anti-Zion faction in the desert after Skorv's death, and in the interest of keeping peace without further bloodshed, Matera had appointed him to the position of warden to keep him isolated and busy. "Leave us," Matera commanded as she entered the warden's office. The guards stood fast, both turning to Matera's brother Frater. Frater nodded, and the guards left the two alone, closing the door behind them. There was a silence as Matera waited for the sound of the guards' footsteps to fade. "Zion has been killed. The Fox King is dead?" Frater asked in surprise. Matera nodded before continuing. "The spiders are to blame, and I am raising an army to storm the canyon and bring them to justice." "You go to war for the honor of a dead man?" Frater jeered. "I go to war for the honor of our people," Matera replied. "Our people are Scorpions, and they are here. No spider has ever injured us. We have no quarrel with them. But in your rage you want to go to war with them. Father would be proud. Our people are the Aranum." Matera snapped back through gritted teeth. She took a deep breath to calm herself before she continued. "When I called for war, brother, it was not only the Scorpions who answered my call. The scale, fur, and feather of the desert have come together." Frater shook his head. "Those days are behind us, dear sister. Without the fear of the Fox King, they will go back to the ways of the world as Sententia created it. I have not come for your counsel, Frater. My mind is made up. I choose to believe we still have many of those days ahead of us, even if my own days are numbered. I have come to reaffirm that our deal stands, that there should be no bloodshed between our people." Frater tapped his fingers on his fist as he considered Matera's words for a moment. "You are asking that I don't rebel against the Fox King's order here in the desert, the Aranum." Matera corrected him again. "I am asking that if there is anyone who would call themselves Aranum after this, even if I am not there to see it, you will honor our agreement that there should be no bloodshed among our people." Frater knew that there would be no better opportunity to end the Fox King's legacy and have Scoth's revenge. Revenge for a dead man. Exactly what he was looking down on his sister for. Blood for blood. That is the way of the Scorpion, Frater said after a moment of reflection. That is the way of the Aranum. Matera replied with a stern look. "Come back, and you will have no resistance from me. But I cannot make any guarantees about what will become of the desert after your death. As long as we are not attacked, I will delay any uprising as long as I can." With this assurance, Matera and her army marched on to the village of Scales. When Matera arrived, Seru met her with a small force. "Are these all?" Matera asked as she surveyed the group. "The Scales of the desert are merchants, not warriors," Seru replied. "There is no coin in fighting for your country." Matera was angry, but she incorporated the group into her own and continued as she felt the sunrise on her back. This would not be an easy battle, but Matera had already decided it could only end with her flaming fingertips around Arenia's throat.